This heron is moving. This heron is dancing. This heron is responding to the moment. Never static, never the same, never predictable, always twisting. Coppers from the hood, of course, is a reference to the automobile hood. But it's also a reference to the neighborhood. And it just reminds us that we are in one neighborhood. We're not in separate solar systems. We're on the same planet, we're in the same continent, we're in the same city, we're in the same neighborhood. The series started with an invitation by the Museum of Anthropology, MOA, one of the architectural jewels of Canada. The museum approached me and asked me if I would do an intervention. And so they sort of abandoned the stage for a moment. 2 stone pillars at the gateway to the institution. One was by the Government of Canada and the other was by the Province of British Columbia. Given that the museum is built on the Hokumiam speakers, the Musqueam territory, I wondered where was their voice? Where was the voice of indigeneity? So it would seem to be the deafening silence. My response was to meddle in the museum. As I began to explore the idea of using automobile hoods, I found myself in a junkyard on an island in the middle of what used to be one of the world's most prolific salmon streams, the Fraser River. And in the middle of that junkyard, I found the automobile hoods I was looking for. So my focus was to clean the surface, then leaf it with copper. And I placed these copper-clad hoods on the bones of the building so that they could have a conversation with Canada's claims to the building. My approach is not to overly manage the process. And I imagine myself as an empty brush. It requires me to believe in the potential of the moment. And if I do that, then the potential is undiluted and it's vast. And then it becomes an adventure. The process of creating art becomes an exploration of the unknown. And then it's much more exciting. It's the process of adventure and exploration that happens as we create. It's, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was possible. And look, there it is. It's discovery. The object is a record of the dance between the artist and the line. And it's as close as the observer can come to the experience is to see the results of the dance. The only way that the observer is going to experience the actual dance is to do it themselves. So the observer needs to meddle on their own. Copper has an honesty to it. Copper is flesh-like. It's accessible. It feels friendly and it feels familiar. The success of Haida design in the contemporary world is because it touches on some of the universal experiences of compression and expansion, of tension, of release. And all people experience this in a very intimate way. I'm trying to capture a moment here, and I'm trying to capture a moment of reflectivity. The lacquer creates that surface that reflects the presence of the observer. When one stands in front of the copper from the hood and looks carefully, you'll see yourself in that piece of artwork. And once you do that, You can't separate yourself from the neighborhood. You are part of the hood. You are the copper in the hood. Coppers are similar to automobiles in that they function as symbols of achievement or status. Coppers are still used today. Copper shields are still manufactured and displayed and gifted and convey respect and notions of incorporeal and tangible value. They still function that way. But the fascination of Western institutions with coppers is rooted in the fascination of the imaginary Indian. This artwork is not confined to a particular place or time. My inspiration is informed by a historical connection to activities deeply rooted in landscape and place, but it is also deeply rooted in this place today and this time today. This is not a typical time for the species. This is a time for all hands on deck.